I love hearing my friends share their dreams and goals with me because it gives me the opportunity to support and push them further, right? And vice versa. Dear women in STEM, it's so great to have this opportunity to speak with you. My name is Lilian Judy, and I'm so happy to have you with me today. The Dear Women in STEM podcast is a diary-style podcast designed to help women in STEM navigate the field. But not only that, it's a love letter to all the women in STEM who have ever been told that they're not good enough, they don't belong, or even those who just feel like they don't fit in. With your help, I'm going to answer common questions, offer support and guidance to you, and just really have a good kiki with you all as I share transparent stories and experiences with you. So buckle up and let's begin. Sincerely, Lilian Judy. There's an African proverb that says that if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. When I think about this quote, it takes me back to my engineering school days. And one of the most powerful experiences I had were with the people who helped me. From classmates who helped break down certain concepts to me, to those who invited me to study with them, to those who even pushed me beyond my limits. It was truly empowering. If anyone were to ask me to give an incoming engineering student's advice, I would say, don't keep to yourself. Make the right connections. They don't have to be your friends or your bestie or your homegirl. They just need to be the right connection because these will certainly help you. When I even think about this, it translates into my friendships as an adult now. And I know people in their 30s are all complaining about how tough relationships and friendships are as, adults, right? Because we have so much going on and it's so hard to maintain friendships right now, mainly because you know what you want and you know what you won't settle for anymore, right? Right now in my life, I only want people around me who want to grow with me, right? I want to be able to sit in a room or be on the phone for hours talking about how we're going to build empires. We no longer want to sit around and talk about boys or talk about where we're going tonight. None of those things. The most powerful conversations I have with my friends are the ones full of transparency and vision. I love hearing my friends share their dreams and goals with me because it gives me the opportunity to support and push them further, right? And vice versa. I remember fondly this particular friend of mine. We had just met and I had just started putting myself out on social media. And she was very supportive and very encouraging. One of our very first conversations, I felt so safe enough sharing my plans to grow this platform into something bigger, even a podcast. I remember she was extremely supportive. I remember she even tried to set up like a vision board meeting. She was like, oh girl, let's get on Zoom and just set up a vision board working session so we can, put together something. And mainly because we had very similar goals in that regard. And fast forward to when I finally told her I had created the podcast, she sent me the cutest voice notes. And for me, it meant everything, right? I want people in my corner who are rooting for me, people in my corner who will see an opportunity and quickly send it to me and be like, girl, I know you're the best fit for this, right? Last episode, I shared how I'm able to have conversations with, my circle, and we're able to bounce ideas off of each other, whether we're in the same industry, when it comes to negotiating our salaries, when it comes to, finding the right job and the right benefits. Those are the kind of conversations I had. I recently reconnected with a friend from high school, and I really love having conversations with her because it's always like, oh, Lilian, I just saw this podcast that I feel like will really help you with the work you want to do in the podcasting space. Or I know you're looking into maybe purchasing a property soon, so I saw this podcast that would really help. And it really takes me back to engineering school because I feel like a lot of things that happened to me, yes, God was on my side. Yes, I was praying. Yes, I personally was doing the work, but I don't think I would have made it this far without the community I had around me, right? The people in my class that I had formed relationships with that, really cared about me succeeding. I remember there was this exam I was taking, and there were 2 sessions of the exam. I was in the first session and I was pulling an all-nighter just studying for it and really freaking out about the exam. I messaged my friend, actually I think he messaged me, and basically he was like, oh, how's it going? How's the studying going? And stuff like that. And I told him how freaked out I was about the exam and how scared, like how nervous I just was about the whole thing. And he told me, oh, he actually just got like, past papers from 2 years ago, and if I was interested in, looking through it. And I was like, of course. So he sent it over to me. I kind of went through that the entire time, and, I went to take the exam. Lo and behold, the exam was literally a carbon copy of what they had given to the class of 2 years before us, right? And for me, I was like, wow, like how different would my experience have been if I didn't get this paper, And that's what I mean by forming the right connections when you're in engineering school. It's not just the people that you're going to party with. It's not just the people that, you connect with because you guys are from the same country, or you guys grew up in the same city, or you guys went to the same high school. You need to explore outside your comfort zone. You need to look beyond what you normally would go for. Like, talk to the people that you probably don't even have anything in common with, right? You never know. You may have something in common with them. And so I feel like in my relationships now, even in the corporate space, I'm always open to connecting with people, having conversations with people, whether we are in the same group, whether we're the same age, whether we have so many similarities or we have so many differences. I'm always ready and open to learning from them. And so I think that experience really has shaped how I view life now, which is why I want to go into meaningful friendships right now. I want to have people around me that I know will pour into me, because I'm someone that, pours into people around me. If you tell me you want to start this business, I'm the type of friend that's gonna, text you the next day like, hey girl, I saw this, like check this out. Or have you made any progress with this? Like, you said in 6 months you want to be able to at least release one t-shirt or something like that. I'm the type of person that will keep pushing you, because for me, I've realized that especially in the business space, or even in the starting your own business space, right? I am someone that used to be afraid to fail, and I think my experience with failing in school has birthed out this person that really is not afraid to fail. Like, yeah, I'll still have moments here and there, but I think initially I wouldn't even attempt to do something because it may fail. But now I have some kind of confidence that allows me to, do things regardless of whether they succeed or not. I'm going to try it, because the worst thing that can happen is this thing doesn't work out, and then I just need to start something else, And so for me, I'm not afraid to fail. And I think I have been able to build up that resilience from failing so many times in college and even early in my career. And now I'm at a space where it's like, okay, like there's really nothing that can break me down at this point. And I'm just going to keep going, because I know at the end of the day, Rome was not built in a day. So if I want to become this multi-millionaire someday, I need to keep trying. Like, I need to do something small every single day that would help me achieve my goals, right? That's something I'm doing. Like, when I started putting myself out on social media in the STEM space, in the women in STEM space, I was really scared. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I didn't even know anything about metrics. All I knew is, the best thing is to have a lot of followers, right? But at the end of the day, that's not all it takes. And there have been so many things that I've tried and tested. Some have failed, some have worked out. But at the end of the day, it even helped me build a network of people who are trying to do the same thing. And some of these people have recommended me for projects and programs that I never ever would have heard of, And I think true progress really lies in collaboration, mentorship, and that kind of support that you get. So I really empower you. If you're a woman in STEM listening to this podcast, there's so many communities that have been created lately. And I can give a few examples of those. There's System that I follow on Instagram. There's Empowering Female Minds, eFems. There's also STEM Noir, and so many other women in STEM communities that you don't need to feel alone. Building a strong community in STEM really provides a sense of belonging and a support system that truly understands the unique challenges that you may face. That's something that I found so refreshing about when I started creating content on Instagram. I found this community out there that I feel like really understood everything that I experience as a woman in STEM that my friends may not necessarily be able to relate to, And in connecting with these women in STEM, I was able to find, empowerment. I was really empowered. I was encouraged, and there were so many opportunities to share experiences and knowledge. And truly, I think the biggest part of this is that in these communities or these spaces, I could be my authentic self, right? I could, it was an environment where everyone's voice was heard and valued. And I think that's something that is so important as a woman in STEM, as a Black woman in STEM. I remember speaking with a friend who kind of shared with me that where she was in her life, she really wanted to surround herself with, boss women who are doing their own thing and successful at it. And I was like, why don't you just put yourself out there? Because how else would you find, the people, and this is my advice to you. Put yourself out there. If you listen to this podcast, this is going to be a recurring advice that I will give you. You really need to put yourself out there. I remember talking to one of my friends, and she mentioned that new adult friendships were so hard to establish because you have to have something to give back in order for it to thrive, right? You need to have something that the other person needs, and there's no more surface level friendship just to hang out and talk about rubbish. Nobody has that time anymore, and that she really cannot wait to figure it out and start pursuing new connections. And I told her, I was like, girl, you literally just need to start. There's no rubric to this thing. You just need to start. We live in a world where individualism literally taking center stage, right? Everybody wants to make it on their own. You feel like you need to do everything on your own. And the truth is that, in life, that just won't work. You need a team, you need a community behind you, right? So as I start to wrap up, I just want you to focus on the connections that you forge along the way in life. Think about the importance of all those relationships that, you develop along the way, whether it's when you work at company A and then you move to company B. Make sure you nurture those relationships. You never know when you might find yourself looking for a new job and that person may be able to, help you, right? And also, let's remember that your woman in STEM journey is not solitary. You have the power to uplift one another, to break down barriers. We have the power to redefine what is possible. Together, we can go far, making a much more lasting impact and being able to inspire so many more generations to come. So wherever you find yourself in life, whether you're in engineering school, business school, nursing school, whether you're just starting out your career, whether you've been working for so many years, whether you run a nonprofit, whether you have your own business, know that the community that you keep around you will make or break you. That community will push you to be more successful, or that community could push you to fail. So make sure you nurture all the right relationships you have around you. And I really hope you do the damn thing, honestly. I'm rooting for you, and I really hope you were able to learn a thing or two from this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe, and leave us a comment. I want to stress the comments thing. I really want to know what you guys think about the episodes. Drop a really nice message. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, just let me know. And don't forget to rate and review. Thank you for tuning into this episode. Sincerely, Lilian Judy.